Hello! This video is gonna show some spoilers for the first escape attempt that I did. So, if you have not seen that, I highly recommend that you see my escape attempt for this world. So if you haven't seen it, go watch that video first. What just happened to me is a little hint, minor spoiler of what to expect. But for those who have seen it, and you want to see the final run that I did, well, you've come to the right place. Shall we begin and see how I did in this last attempt? Let's go. So it spawned right in the beginning, every time I would die. So it did get old quick. So I actually got very good at punching down trees and, well, in the beginning it was really bad. I would spend too much time trying to, I don't know, I'd break leaves, do unnecessary things. I realized that I was gathering too many logs. I would get all the logs here and I would never get trees again. So as you can see, I'm being more efficient. Still pretty slow, surprisingly. I need to get faster at crafting, but by the time that I'd gotten to this point, I knew pretty well where to go for stone. So I would just go down and then just dig, what was it, 7 or 8? I would get 8 blocks of stone. 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I'd just start grinding. But at this point, I had been doing this for 4 hours. So I was exhausted. I never made a pickaxe. I'd taken a break for like 30 minutes because I just couldn't figure out how to beat the world border. I mean, you can see here how close it is. So it's just passing this island and I still haven't left the top. So what I would do on top is I would get 64 blocks, and then from there I would use those blocks later on so I could actually climb down and collect. You can see here how I would climb down without hurting myself is I would dig down, and then using that I would make sure that I wouldn't get all that damage. I'm very tunnel vision. Like, I started ignoring the world border, which again is right there. I think I would look back. Another thing that I realized, I'd have to listen. I'll kind of splice in between what was going on, but not even looking back, I would try to gather as many blocks, sand, dirt, and sand blocks as I could, just because I realized I couldn't stop moving, but every little bit counted. And I got into this point where I just wouldn't even use, I wouldn't collect anything. Like, there's a tree right there that I could have collected, but it kind of made no sense. Oh yeah, the shovel just broke. That was my cue. So I started finding some visual cues to make me better at doing this. So it kind of gave me little indications of when I should do things. So one of them is, because there's a 5-minute timer, I wanted the timer to go off once I had reached the island right by the tower. So I would start pushing really hard so I could get there fast enough. I hate to see how slow I'm bridging. I need to learn how to bridge. But that is one of the reasons why I started this. I'm starting with 0 knowledge, so I really want to learn all these things. So redoing this, it'll probably be a breeze once I learn how to speed bridge and how to do everything else. You can see how fast the world border is. So I started getting quite efficient, but this left no time for me to explore. I mean, that island with a village right over there, so many things I could use, but I just had no time. It was, I was really frustrated. I was actually kind of annoyed because I think, if I'm not wrong, I had a really dumb death because I'd been doing it for so long that I just couldn't. You kind of get into this habitual motion and you can't mess up, but I had very clearly messed up. Yeah, so you can see over there. That's my goal. Now the world border is pretty far away, whereas before it would always be right behind me. So that's pretty good. I was buying time so I could collect more dirt, because usually by the time I got here, I had nothing left. I had like maybe 20, and it wouldn't be able to help me. I never really got the hang of where to go from here to be quick and efficient, so I just kind of found a way to not have to break blocks as much as possible. I used to come here to break blocks. You can see that, yeah, so here's where I'm collecting, like I said earlier. I just want it to be really quick. Right there, I just got the slowness. It didn't do anything. I was expecting something bad to happen because anything can happen. Lava could fall on me, mobs could fall on me, so I had no idea. So when it happened, I realized, oh no, I'm in the middle of lava, and then it ended up not really being a problem. This was a problem, because it meant that I had to be pretty quick at... I love that they just kind of grouped together and there wasn't enough of them, but yeah, that was kind of annoying, but you kind of get the hang of it. Oh yay, that are missing just because I'm rushing. Last time I did a pretty good job coming here. It took me a while to find the food here. It's right by the village, and there's the world border, so you can see how close it is for when I am collecting the food. So I had no time to waste, which is why I used to started going faster and faster so I could get the food. But one issue that I had with jumping that I realized, because I have my own server that allows me to gain certain perks. It's a modded server. It's got data packs, so we don't actually change. It's an online change as opposed to on the computer. What is really crazy that I realize here is I'm so used to jumping further because I have extra speed in that server that this is really affecting me, and I'm conflicted because I need to do well here, but my reality of jump distance is really poor now. I used to be pretty good at parkouring, and now I can't do that. Oh yeah, so things that you guys haven't seen because I cut this out. This is how I would get extra dirt, because I just needed like 64 more, and then I would move my way forward. So this ended up being more of a bridging challenge as opposed to anything else. The lava was a good theme, and I think it was a good way to start. Because it's a challenge. It has these amazing landscapes. I mean, just look at that. Right as the sun is setting, and me just moving my way along. It's pretty good. But the problem is, this is all I do. I'm just placing blocks, which kind of doesn't have much excitement for a lot of it. So I had to cut through all of this, and doing it 10 times or more was just, yeah, it was too much. I found a system that allowed me to just kind of mindlessly think about other things so I could get here. But this became a big challenge because I couldn't figure out how to think and talk about what I was doing. Right now, I can talk better. I can do a lot more thinking because I'm not trying to figure this out. I thought that I communicated out loud, but I guess not. Especially by the end here, I was so stressed that I kept quiet. And I guess for me, I stay quiet when I'm stressed. And so I had a hard time realizing I need to talk and I need to tell people what's going on. Oh yeah, lots of blunders and things that I was able to cut out, but now you get to see all the mistakes and things that I did. I collected fish because I never knew, like, I might need it right at the end, but there was no time. I mean, you can see where the world border is. It's approaching pretty quickly as I go up the water elevator. So many things that I realized I could do better. Like here, I block out the water now because I don't have a need for it. Before I was struggling because I didn't want to get rid of the water just in case, but you know, now I can get rid of it easily. This is yeah, so these things, I know I can do better. I can be quick, but I'm not doing a good job. The whole premise of this is coming to these towers. I have to redo it all, so it doesn't matter. It's not like a checkpoint where I got the thing and voila, I'm safe. I have to redo it over and over and over, and that's what was frustrating. I realized here, oh, I hadn't triggered the problem, so I had to go back up to trigger it, which left a problem. I already knew that the water and me falling was safe, so jumping down was not an issue. But here, this is always the issue. By the time I get down, the hoglins chase me, and I saw that, but they never really got to me because of how the water would go. But then it got very dark, and I think I need to change my settings. But this was the problem. I could see the world border coming. And I also had another visual indication of how things are doing based on the world border. So yeah, it was difficult. So here I am digging, and you can see how close the world border is. So I'm always aware of it. I can see it in my peripheral vision, and I would always stay to the last minute so I could really get there. But the problem is the other sides of the world border start coming in, and I never considered that until I started getting close. So, I mean, just picture that. Like, the world border is right there, just walking toward me, and I keep seeing it, and it's right there. So this was the worst part for me because I knew I never really had enough time. And I hated this feeling of digging and realizing it's always approaching. And I am not good, again, at placing blocks and angles or anything. So for me, this was nightmare to be able to do this. Because you can see here, command things. Okay, here, the world border is right here. I'm bridging right here. And trying to calculate that under pressure is not good. So this, for me, I think was the most intense moment. And I don't think I portrayed that really well. I might have. But I just stayed here and dug every second I could, knowing full well that I was about to lose it because I needed a stack, and I would normally have like 10. I think I only had 10. So look at that. It's right there, the world border. And so I was constantly fighting it, fighting this urge and distraction while trying to record. I thought this would be easier, at least when it came to creating content. Look at that. 1 second. Another thing to note that we realized that is great, but a problem for me. The world border, once it crosses, if I'm behind the world border, I can't place a block down. So a lot of moments that you see here, the reason why I did what I did is because I had no other choice. I couldn't actually place a block. So this happened the previous time that I was here. I couldn't escape because there's just no more ability. Like, the world border had passed me, so I wouldn't die right away, but I couldn't place the blocks. Here's where it gets bad because it gets pitch black and you can barely see stuff. Allows me to go. Oh, no. There's the baby zombie that scared me to death. Oh, and I didn't know where the skeleton was, so I guess it was over there. This was total luck. I have to show you. So going up this waterfall, I didn't know where it was gonna go, and I had no idea where. I had a glimpse, right? Like, I had an idea of where that checkpoint was, but I didn't really get it. All these things, it was just terrifying me that I would fall and have issues. This is where it gets really crazy. There's the world border. So you can see how close it is to me. And I was stuck here, and I didn't know it was that close. So it was like the closest I've been to being stuck behind, because I just wasn't looking behind me. So to have gotten... I'm glad it's slow, but not super fast. I could hear some zombie somewhere chasing me. I heard that fall, and I didn't know where it was. That's crazy. I had no idea that the zombie was that close. I just heard it. I didn't look back, and I just ran. And especially that creeper that you saw there. Where is this tower? There it is. Oh my gosh. But this to me is when everything changed, because I actually looked up and realized it's right there. This was total luck. That creeper and that zombie pushed me to this direction, which actually helped me, because like everything was perfect right here, just because I had no idea how close I was to actually getting to the tower. I assumed it was close, or I kind of had a vague idea, but the fact that I made that turn was amazing. But there you have it. This was my first challenge complete. And I don't know, after 10, 11, or 12 deaths, my first victory on this map. Thank you so much. You guys are absolutely amazing. I am really grateful for you guys taking the time to watch this. I mean, I want to shout out to my friends who would like to remain anonymous, but they were absolutely incredible in building all of this. So thank you so much. And please, there will be more videos like this. So stay tuned. I'm going to try to make a video once a month showing a crazy challenge once more. And yeah, here we are at the end, the victory, where I finally defeated this map. So if you liked this idea, another one is coming soon. So please be ready for it. See you guys next time.